Hello, my name is Crucemix. How's it going? I'm having a pretty great day myself, can't complain one single bit. It's 11 PM and I only just woke up. A boring sleep schedule aside, I've been having a pretty great week just watching all this Twitter drama unfold. Now, if you aren't caught up, about a day after that last video I made, which you should definitely watch because it gives a lot of context for this one, a certain VTuber which I mentioned in it who was getting bullied for, playing this game, Hogwarts Legacy, ended up deciding that she was going to graduate, which means in stupid weeb terms, she was going to retire. Now, as I said in that last video, while I am a pretty big freak for anime, I've never really been able to get behind VTubers. I don't like streamers as it is, so it's a bit weird to have them turn into anime girls and expect that to change something for me. But while I don't really care about VTubers, I do care about the three golden G's, that is Gaslight, Gatekeep, and Girlboss. And while I desperately want to avoid becoming an anime YouTuber, I do want to use today's subject as an exploration of the second of the three G's, that is gatekeeping, and how it's actually kind of important for a community. As any niche hobby grows and becomes mainstream, people will inevitably come to the question as to whether things should be gatekept and kept away from the absolute freaks and schizos, or if they should just be allowed for everyone. And as we've seen, that just does not work out well for people. Now, I say freaks and schizos, but what I really mean is non-niche specific freaks and schizos, because every niche community already kind of has, their subsect of people who are a bit weird, who are a bit deranged, and that's just kind of part of the appeal. The end goal of gatekeeping is essentially keeping out the other schizophrenics, the other freaks and insane human beings, so that there's no infighting between the crazies. And it seems back-to-back situations like this just keep arising with anime fans where they've just realized that they can't really keep people from outside within their little sphere. The more externalities you introduce, the more chance of people just not getting it, people trying to ruin your hobby because they don't really appreciate or understand it. Whenever a person finds interest in a fandom, and it's only because of an aesthetic or something of that nature, they try and warp it and shape it in every possible way that they can to suit their own personal beliefs, especially if they're politically minded or something along those lines. Which is why when it comes to media, video games, TV, movie, I don't really care for overt political messaging. I don't really care for your ideology. I don't want you to slap me in the face with your stupid beliefs. Whatever side you're on, it's not important to me. I just do not care. Please do not try and force feed me your ideology. Please don't try and sell it to me. I hate it. Please stay away from me. And that's kind of the situation anime fans have found themselves in recently. People have just kind of migrated towards their hobby, some because of, natural good interest, but others are very bad interest, very bad faith. They just come here and they try and use things for a political messaging. They try and drive things in a certain direction to make a certain point, and they just don't understand that these people are schizos and they will not have it. Now, most recently, it was these Twitter activists who got really mad at people for playing Hogwarts Legacy, going after any and every streamer they could, and they went after this pikamee. They really targeted her, they really bullied her, and apparently, supposedly, she was already a victim of bullying in her own country of Japan or whatever, and this did not help things. She just decided to retire. Anyway, y'all know me, I love bullying, I'm a big fan of it, but I always accept the one simple truth that there are repercussions for whenever you bully someone. People will like you less, especially people who like that person you were bullying. And honestly, it'd be really disingenuous to burn a bridge and then cry about not being able to cross the river. But wouldn't you know it, these Twitter activists are actually really upset about the backlash they're getting for bullying this girl off of their platform. Now, ordinarily, I would call these Twitter activists very thin-skinned, and they are, they definitely are, don't get me wrong, they absolutely are just a bunch of thin-skinned little pansies. But at the same time, these anime fans absolutely went fucking ballistic and scorched earth, and it's honestly kind of impressive. I'm a little proud of them, not gonna lie. I didn't think they had it in them. Because at first the whole discourse was pretty chill, people were very calmly just like, no, back off, we just want to play this game, we just want to have fun. But as soon as they found out this girl was retiring because these people bullied her, they fucking lost it, dude. Nazi shit everywhere, fucking 1488 and everything, black suns everywhere, the fucking swastika constantly. And honestly, at a surface level, you might be thinking, oh shit, they're all Nazis? What the fuck? That's not real. No, that's not what's happening here. You gotta really look deeper. You gotta really understand the lore of what's going on here. There's a little bit of chess going on. That's my grand conspiracy theory. I don't think these anime fans are actually all just secret Nazis. I'm pretty positive that it's all just an effort to gaslight and gatekeep. I mean, if you really just think about it, it's fighting fire with fire. What are these Twitter activists? They're definitely far left. They're politically in that direction. They're probably even an extreme, I would say. And what is the opposite extreme of that? Well, it's probably 1488 posting with black suns and anime girls. See, the goal is likely to separate themselves from the average normie, to really make sure their community just looks as unapproachable as possible, and to really distance themselves from the kind of people who would, bully someone for playing Hogwarts Legacy, and more associate with the kind of people who, they might like Nicholas Fuentes a little bit too much. There might suddenly just be a little bit of a overlap between anime fans and Kanye 2024, I don't know, might be something like that, not sure sure.
No one man should have all that power.
But yeah, essentially it looks like they decided, oh, being socially acceptable has kinda bitten us in the ass, so instead let's go as far to the fucking opposite direction as we possibly can. Let's go so far off the schizophrenic deep end that no one will ever think that they can join us without falling. And honestly, while I mean I'm obviously not a Nazi, I'm not a far left political guy, I'm not on either side of this argument, I don't really give a shit about politics, I do genuinely appreciate their willingness to make themselves as degenerate as possible just to avoid these freaks. I don't know if that's like a controversial take to side with the anime fans in this situation. I mean, I really genuinely do not think they're serious about like the whole Nazi thing. I think it's more of just a way of clowning on people and separating themselves as far as possible. But if it is serious, I'm sorry. I don't mean to side with these people, but they're kind of funny. I can't not side with the funnier side. It's also very entertaining to me how cordial they were up until this point, how like respectful they were, just trying to naturally navigate this debate, be like, oh, we really just want to keep playing this wizard game, we really just want to have fun with it. But the second this pikamee character just disappeared off the face of the planet, they got fucking pissed. They got full of rage, dude. I've never seen people radicalize so quickly, and honestly, if they are serious about being Nazis, if it's not some kind of giant gaslight gatekeep thing, you failed tremendously as Twitter activists. And the reason I don't really feel bad for said Twitter activists is because they always claim they want to be accepted, they want to be left alone, they just want to be treated like anyone else, but instead they themselves will not leave people alone. They want to target people, they want to harass VTubers and streamers for playing this stupid game, and you know what they got? They got the opposite of acceptance. They got hatred and fucking malice, dude. If your goal was acceptance, you failed so badly that you're now one of the most disliked group of people on this fucking website. But of course, the roots of this situation definitely went deeper. I don't think the pikamee thing alone would be enough to become the catalyst for all this rage. Instead, it's kind of been wearing down on these weebs for a long ass time. See, for the past little bit, translations, localizations, and everything of that nature, you know, whenever you bring a piece of media from another country, you have to change the language, obviously, you gotta suit it for an audience and make sure it's understandable, but that should be the entirety of your job. But instead, these translators, these localizers have decided to take it upon themselves to change things to suit not only their political ideology, but just make them stupid in general. I mean, like the constant influx of topical memes and shit like that just ruining media for later generations. And what's weird is they always choose things that are already kind of degenerate. Like, it's weird to politically message inside of something that's just like pure gratuitous fan service. For instance, the dubbing of a little anime known as Dragon Maids, which, if you're unaware, is a show almost entirely dedicated to the art of tits and ass, and has very little care for story. I mean, there's some there, obviously, it's not gonna be completely worthless, but it's definitely focused on a little bit of fan service. It's not for everyone. Its goal is definitely not to lead you on some kind of Homer's journey, some kind of epic, some kind of Iliad or Odyssey sort of situation. It really just wants to show you a bunch of tits and ass and entertain you with a little bit of light storytelling in between. And in no way could this show possibly be misconstrued for some kind of political activism, so it seems very strange to, you know, shove that into the dubbing of said show. Anime fans are pretty hypercritical as it is, so it seems a little weird to, you know, add your political ideology into something that's under scrutiny already. And that show is not even close to the only example. More recently, there's a certain anime commonly referred to as dog fuckers, because in the show, this dog is trying to seduce this girl, and it seems very weird to start inserting your beliefs into this degenerate thing. I mean, why would you want that? What appeal is there? And then the translator had the audacity to go on Twitter and call themselves like a writer and be all like arrogant about the little changes they made inside of the show. It's like, dude, you wrote something for dog fuckers. You can't be arrogant about this. There's no pride in it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who do you think is gonna be happy about this? The only people who are watching this show are the utterly depraved degenerates who watch Crucifix videos. They're not gonna be happy about the little dumb changes you've made in the translation. Another recent example would be Onomai, I'm Now Your Sister, which I'm not even gonna get into the shitstorm that caused. All of this is to say, the shitstorm has been brewing for quite a while. People have been getting more and more upset about the constant weird representation of political ideologies that just do not match the fan base. It's all going towards these wrong, self-aggrandizing freaks who really want to take over and steal this hobby from people. And it seems if you push them around long enough, eventually you'll push them right over the edge, it'll be horseshoe theory, and they're gonna circle all the way back around towards Nazism, and it's just not gonna be a fun time for you. It's gonna be very black-pilling for you, but very white-pilling for anyone who's not involved with you. It's gonna be kind of funny to watch, it's gonna be kind of entertaining, and I gotta say, you've kind of made my day with it. Because as I've said throughout this video numerous times, I don't actually really care about this situation, I don't really watch VTubers, I didn't know about pikamee before this week, and honestly, all I really do is just enjoy watching the shitstorm you've caused, and watching it implode on you. I didn't really want to make 2 anime-related videos back to back, but when I thought about it, I mean, this is just the best shit that's happened recently. It's just kind of funny. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if this video topic is a bit out there for today. I know it's not exactly your standard Crucimix idea. I don't really plan on doing a lot of anime shit in the future. It's not really my goal. If you're here for that, I'm sorry. That's just not what I do here. But if you manage to enjoy it, definitely go ahead and saunter on down to that subscribe button. Make sweet love to it, and if you want to make sure it calls you back after, you want to hit that notification bell, you can come back anytime if you want. I also have a Twitter. When I'm not here, I'm there. It is @Crucimix on Twitter and Crucimix on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. My name is, has been, and will be Crucimix, obviously. I love you. Goodbye.
The Scout Regiment is ready for action.
Inhaling even a small amount makes any subjects of Amir freeze up, then fall unconscious.
Attack on Titan is up next.